Here is how to use this method. You will need to work one round in back loops only, ideally during a color change. For instance, single crochet a round in pink, then single crochet a round in back loops only using white. Later, you're going to come back and crochet in the unworked front loops created during the back loops only round. This method creates a neat trim that's really useful to use between clothing edges, such as between the sleeve cuffs and the hands, or the pant cuffs and the feet of a doll. Let's go ahead and get started. Whenever my pattern calls for working in the unworked front loops only, this is what you'll do. First, you're going to find a front loop in the round that I've indicated, for instance here, and you'll want to start from the back of your piece so that your seam isn't very noticeable. For example, this is the front of my doll, so I don't want to start my round up in the front. Let's start from the back. So first you'll be attaching yarn to that unworked front loop here. And then, as you can see, this is the start of the round where I did the first unworked front loop. You're going to go into the next unworked front loop and then work either the single crochet or the slip stitch that the pattern calls for. So mine calls for a slip stitch here. That means to just yarn over and pull through like you're doing a regular slip stitch. Now I go into the next front loop. Again, this is the unworked front loop that is made when I work in back loops only during the actual piece. And I'm going to pull through for another slip stitch. So work this all the way around, going into the front unworked front loop, pulling through for a slip stitch. If the direction asks you to pull through for a single crochet, simply do a single crochet instead of a slip stitch here. So as you work around, if you're using this technique of mine, you're going to notice that your piece will start developing this nice little ridge across this. As you work along, you'll notice that this method will create a nice little ridge between the two different colors, and it's such a great way, in an easy way, to form a neat kind of border. So I've used it on the socks down here. You can see the trim of the socks in white, and I'm using it here for the top. And here I'll go ahead and show you the sleeve that I made for this doll. This one protrudes a little more because these are single crochets that are used, whereas what I'm demonstrating here is with slip stitches. So you can see that there's a little bit of a difference between how far out these stitches stick. All right, and we're about done here with this round. Make sure you go through each of the front loops in the round. Once you reach the very end, when you come to the beginning, you are just going to snip off your yarn to create a yarn tail, and you're going to weave in the ends. What I like to do is pull them both through to the inside of the body, and you can tie them together within. So there you have it. Here is the back part where we started attaching the yarn, and there is a bit of a seam that you'll see. So again, you'll want to keep that on the back side. But this is the front side, which has a very nice clean cut look. And it really differentiates between the two colors. All right, hope you enjoyed this tutorial and hope you found it helpful for trying out this method.